Quick announcement before we get into the video, guys. I did just release 2 new merch. There is the one for this channel, the Gamers Not Gamer, which I thought was really cute, and also the Folklore Fanatic, which is tied to my main channel where I do folklore deep dives. So if you guys are interested in any of that or all of the other merch that exist on my shop, then you can go over to the link down in the description and use code KaiserMass, that's KAISERMAS, in order to get 12% off your entire purchase until December 31st. With all that being said, let's get into the video. It's really weird to think about the fact that live service games are actually kind of new. Like, barely a decade old. There was a time where the idea of playing a game that was constantly getting updated was just something that we didn't have. I mean, when you think about things like day one patches and DLCs that give you the full game, this wasn't always the case. And it wasn't that long ago that when you bought a game, that was it. That was the game. If the game was ass, there was no fixing it through an online patch or an updated code or things like that. It was just a bad game and you just had to suffer until either a sequel came out or you just went and played a new game. Even the concept of playing games online with other players is still fairly new. I mean, don't get me wrong, things like World of Warcraft and RuneScape and MMOs and that have been around for a very, very long time. But I mean, I was in high school when that kind of stuff started getting really popular, and I'm 30, so that just goes to show you exactly how new the concept is. For console gamers especially, the idea of being able to log on to the internet through your fucking PlayStation was like completely foreign, you know what I mean? So it's interesting to kind of see the evolution of gaming as a whole, especially over recent years. But one thing that's always like kind of gotten my goat has been battle pass systems. And battle pass systems are directly tied to live service games. Now, from what I can tell, the first instance of a battle pass, or from what Google can tell me, the first instance of a battle pass actually happened in Dota 2 during a major event to provide funding for some sort of esports league. And that makes sense because early esports weren't shooters like Call of Duty, Apex, Valorant, and things like that. Early esports was like StarCraft and Dota and things like that. Although I think Quake is technically considered one of the first esports, but don't quote me on that. Hi, my name is Kaiser, and on this channel we do video game reviews, rants, and opinions, and if that's something that interests you, then make sure you hit that sub button down below as I'm trying to hit 5K by the end of the year. The point is that when it comes to a lot of things like live service and battle pass, we've come to just kind of accept them as reality. Practically every shooter franchise that lets you play online with other people has a battle pass, and it's a live service game. And it's basically become an explosion. It's kind of like the battle royale craze of the past few years that thankfully is starting to die down, where companies are just saying that, oh, if we make our games free to play, then we get a lot of people playing them, and then we shove a battle pass in there, and then people will pay for the battle pass. Because realistically speaking, companies are really good at manipulating the market. What I mean by that is, let's take something like Overwatch 2. In Overwatch 2, skins cost anywhere from $10 to $20 a piece, depending on the rarity of the skin. And so it's a very sneaky trick where they make skins cost a shitload of money, and then they turn around and they're like, hey, but if you spend $10 and then you play our game a lot, then you can get loads of skins for only $10. You can, you can get voice lines. You can get emotes and victory poses and highlight intros and souvenir. Okay, nobody gives a fuck about souvenirs. Small side tangent. The souvenirs in Overwatch 2 were one of the dumbest fucking additions to ever be like, it's stupid. I don't think a single Overwatch 2 player would be sad if they just retired doing souvenirs. Nobody wants souvenirs. Nobody cares about souvenirs. Anyway, the point is that battle passes are systems that normally cost $10, and in order to make you feel like that $10 is worth it, they will stuff the battle pass with a bunch of meaningless shit that technically gives you a good deal. All you have to do is spend $10 every 2 to 3 months, play their game a whole bunch, and you get a bunch of free cosmetic items, as opposed to spending $10 on one skin or $20 on one skin, or whatever the case may be. In Apex's case, spending $500 on one skin. You know what I mean? So because of that, battle passes have become this sort of staple that companies have began pushing into their live service games. And you know what? I'm not completely mad at that idea, because growing up, one of the biggest problems with gaming was accessibility to people who didn't have a lot of money. Maybe you did get to buy a PlayStation at one point, or you got one for Christmas, you know, but then from that point on, what were you going to do? Like, I own a Nintendo Switch. I got this Nintendo Switch for Christmas, and so far I have been able to play only through the emulator, because I had $60 at one point and I had a choice. Do I subscribe to the online shop for the emulators to play old Nintendo 64 games? Or do I spend $60 on a singular game, which is what most of them cost? That's a lot of money. So having these easily accessible games that are free to play on every platform and allow you to play with your friends or with people who potentially could be friends or whatever the case is a big draw. And I think that generally speaking, it's a good thing. And when it comes to battle pass systems, I kind of understand it, because you can't just make a game free to play and then never monetize a single thing. Developers, artists, writers, companies, they need to be paid, right? Like the servers you play on cost money to run. All of this stuff costs money. So realistically speaking, they need to get the money from somewhere. So, you know, the optional cosmetics that have come out that basically is like, hey, there's no gameplay benefit, but you can look cool while playing the game, is fine, in my opinion. One of the reasons that Overwatch 1 plummeted so much is because you bought the game one time ages ago, and then people barely spent money on loot boxes because you earned a free one like every level. So it makes sense to me that you would implement something that people are more willing to spend money on more frequently. And so all of that's fine. But what gets my goat, what absolutely destroys me, is I was watching this streamer I watch. His name's Sergeant Fidget. And he was watching the trailer for Silent Hill Ascension. And Silent Hill Ascension, let me say that one more time. Closely. Silent Hill Ascension has a battle pass system. Silent Hill has a battle pass. Do you understand the fucking stupidity that is the idea of Silent Hill, a historically single-player, story-driven survival horror franchise, has a battle pass system? It's so stupid. It makes no sense to me how you can even think for a fraction of a second that this is a good idea. And it worries me for the future of gaming. There is this Yahtzee review. Ben Yahtzee Croshaw used to be the dude for Zero Punctuation. He now runs Fully Ramblematic for a lot of reasons you can look into by yourself. But there was this Zero Punctuation review where Yahtzee said about the game, I forget which game he was reviewing, but he said, and I quote, "What is it with games whose first two installments are single-player, story-driven games, all of a sudden wanting to be co-op now for their third installment?" And I found myself thinking about that, because what about Silent Hill constitutes that this would suddenly be a battle pass? This is like, what about Silent Hill it tells the developers, hey, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna shoehorn it just doesn't make any fucking sense, bro. Like, putting a battle pass in something like Silent Hill is like trying to stick your dick in a Cheerio on live television. It's not gonna fucking fit, and it's gonna be awkward for everybody. No one's gonna understand what you're trying to fucking do or get away with here. And that's the thing that kind of fucking pisses me off, because it makes me worried for future gaming franchises. I don't know if you guys understand this. I don't know if game developers understand this, but people want engaging single-player story-driven games. Not every game. Do you guys remember the fucking Xbox One debacle where the game console was going to have to always be online so that they could continuously spy on you through their fucking weird ass Kinect spy cam shit, and everybody was losing their fucking minds because I shouldn't have to be online to play a single player game. This is a genuine problem. Take the Minecraft launcher, for example. I own Minecraft. I own both versions of Minecraft, and even though I don't play on servers, I don't play with other people, the Minecraft launcher still requires me to have an internet connection to log on to fucking play Minecraft. Why should I have to constantly be connected to the internet to play what is essentially a single player experience? The answer is I shouldn't. It's not like the world that I'm in gets saved to a cloud server. It's all local on my computer. And so this battle pass being put into something that doesn't need a battle pass is essentially opening the fucking door for companies to start forcing battle passes into things that don't need them. How many game franchises do you think could honestly be butchered by a battle pass system? I'm saying a lot. Imagine if God of War, for the next God of War game, wherever world they set it in, Egyptian probably. Imagine for the next God of War game, they fucking shoehorn a battle pass system in. Every single 3 months we're gonna just update. No, shut the fuck up. Just give me an actual game, right? God of War, Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft. Dude, I swear to God, the Grand Theft Auto 6 announcement thing is coming in like 2 days. From me recording this? Yeah, in 2 days from me recording this. I swear to fucking God, if I see a battle pass for Grand Theft Auto 6, I don't know. I'll probably just get really angry. Let's be honest with me. But for exaggeration purposes, I'm gonna kick a fucking toddler and light my house on fire if I see a fucking battle pass for GTA 6. It was already bizarre to me that Grand Theft Auto released this online thing. I never really played it. People seem to have fun with it, and I guess that's great and everything. We still have the single player story, and then right next to it is the online thing, right? But the thing it doesn't need is battle pass system, and that's another fucking thing, right? Like, this bothers the shit out of me. I don't know if Silent Hill Ascension is going to be free or whatever. I have no idea. I didn't look that far into it. But what I will tell you is that companies are also starting to try to shoehorn battle passes into games you have to fucking pay for. Like, doesn't the Call of Duty multiplayer also have a battle pass as well as its battle royale mode? Or am I wrong? I might be wrong. I didn't look into it. But the point is that, like, I was playing Dead by Daylight, right? This used to be a Dead by Daylight channel. And on the Dead by Daylight, a big complaint from a lot of people is that the battle pass, is that the monetization of Dead by Daylight is the same monetization as a free-to-play game, while the game costs $20. You got to pay $20 for the base game, and then all of the DLCs cost money, and then the battle pass costs money, and then the cosmetics cost money. You just fucking, this is the danger with having a live service game you have to pay for, because then at the end of it, whenever you've got this live service game that people have to pay for, they're not going to want to pay for your fucking battle pass. And I've said battle pass so many times in this fucking video that I'm about to lose it. But that's all I have for you guys today. As always, a special thank you to our channel members, The Gamer Geek, Damari D. Cordova, Peter RJ, Cinegram, The Cannibal Main, Spirit Upgrades, and Nuclear Bomb for their additional support. If you'd like to find out how to become a channel member today, then make sure you hit that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and by the way, we are going to be streaming live on Twitch. The Wizarddom game that I reviewed recently released its full version, and I'm going to go buy that right now so that we can sit down and play it. I'm really excited to see it. Okay, bye.